Okay, so I want you to picture this. आपका एग्जाम डे है and you're in the exam hall. The bell rings and you start doing your paper. You get through half of the paper really easily because आपको वो बहुत आसान लग रहा होता है, आपको सब समझ में आ रहा होता है, until you look up at the clock. The clock tells you that there's only 5 minutes remaining. आपके साथ उस वक्त क्या होगा? You will start panicking, you will start crying. But the problem is there is no hope then, there is no help then, and there is no sympathy then. The examiner is coming in and he snatches your paper away, and all there is left is a miserable being crying their heart out. Well, I've got two things for you, a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that this actually does not happen to about 90% of students. But the bad thing is that when the results do come out, this is exactly what's happened to everyone. Simply because students don't know how to solve half of the paper just because they were not taught half of the subject matter. Why were they not taught half of the subject matter? That's because of the shortcut method. What's the shortcut method, you might ask? The shortcut method is title, paragraph, formula, 2-3 questions in class to help you understand the concept, and then we're good to go for the paper. The problem is everyone is teaching you this smaller set. No one is teaching you this larger set that you need to understand to get the full grasp of the concept. Now, why is no one teaching you this concept? And let me tell you one more thing. The difference between the bigger set and the smaller subset is only maybe 2-3 more concepts, and then you could get the complete knowledge of the topic. But still, you're not being taught this. Now, why you're not being taught this? There's a couple of reasons. Number one being that none of the CAI endorsed books actually go over this in detail. Number two is that the teachers, when they do start teaching in this manner, the students start understanding and they then start asking critical questions that this teacher might be unable to answer, or it might take more time. Number three being that between the teaching career and the student life, there's a big gap. So the knowledge that the person knew at their student life was much more than they would know at the stage of the teaching career. You, even if there's a minimum 4-year gap, the 4-year gap, because of forgetfulness, will have some difference between the knowledge known between both periods. Now, and the problem is that your studies are being compromised. If you still don't believe me, then I can prove it to you. Why does everyone find physics paper 2s easy? That's because that's a spoon feeding frenzy. You get this question, then the next question, then the next question. It's like steps. And it's like a walkthrough procedure that you can just do this question, then this is the next step, then this is the next step. And that's how you're getting through the whole paper. What's the real problem? The real problem, according to everyone, is physics paper 1. You can solve physics paper 1 properly, and you find it very, very difficult because paper 2 questions of 10 8 marks are compiled into 1 mark questions in paper 1s, or concerned about that bigger set of knowledge that you actually don't know. And that's why majority of the students can only score half of the marks in paper 1. Okay, so we do have a problem at our hands, and we need to be thinking about how we're going to be solving that problem. We need to start negating the shortcut method and start understanding our concepts really, really well. Me and my team are starting a YouTube channel by the name of Prosperity Academy, where you'll find videos on exam solving techniques. You'll find videos on concepts that you're not being taught about in college or school. And number three, we're going to be showing you how the concepts that we're teaching are actually applying in the form of past paper solutions. So you're going to start seeing your grades instantly improve because I have a proven formula. I have been teaching for 2 years and I've held 3 crash course programs, and I've worked with a lot of students and I've analyzed a lot of their problems. Right? Now you have the same problem, and let me prove that to you. Let's put paper 1s aside because that's something that no one understands really. Let's talk about paper 2s and paper 4s. Everyone finds those 2-3 mark questions at the end of every paper 2 paper 4 question where the examiner asks you to make a logical deduction. You're always in a kind of a pickle. Is it this or that? And sometimes you're like, I have no idea what's going on, right? That's because you're prey to the shortcut method. And I know that you are. So you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel to know how you're going to get out of the shortcut method. And if you feel like you need a bit more help with grasping concepts, and maybe YouTube might not be the best medium for you, you can also register for our crash course, which will be starting in January. Okay, so the crash course program is where I work along with students to help them achieve better grades. The crash course program is me going over each topic in detail, detailing every concept, and then also solving topical past papers with my students. Because at the end of the day, I want my students to be very, very, very sure that they know the whole entirety of the big picture, because that is what you really need to solve the paper correctly. So mostly these programs are 3-4 month long. This time it's a half-year long program starting in January and will end at your last exam date. That's what I do. I support my students till the end. So if you do feel like you need a bit of extra help, then do register for these crash courses. And if you're concerned that you might not be able to finish, that I might not be able to finish my course on time, then let me tell you that I've had students whom I prepared for A2 level physics in 1 month. We're having about 6 months, 5 to 6 months to prepare for A2 level physics and ACE level physics. So if I can do that, then I can do this as well. You have to trust me on that. Right. So if you're interested in this crash course program, you can find the details of them on our website and possibly even register them. Everything is on the website. And if you're watching this video on the website, it's down below this video. Apart from that, I also wanted to say that if you haven't claimed your copy of the free topical past papers, then do so by logging onto our website, and you'll find the buttons everywhere, and everything will lead you to that, to your free copy. So do make sure you claim that, because that's what we're giving away for free. Have a nice day, and I'll see you around.